Hey guys, so here we are reviewing for your performance final. If you look at the top of the page, here are all the formulas you will need. Yes, you'll be given all of this and you'll be amazing at it, as always. So let's go back to the problems. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to find this first problem. We got to figure out what angle to find first. It does not matter where you start. P's listed first. So I'm going to find P. Okay, so this is little p, little r, and little q. Again, you can change these as A, B, and C if you want. It does not matter. Okay, I'm going to undo those and stick with these. So I'm going to find P first. So this will be 8 squared equals 12 squared plus 5.8 squared minus 2 times 12 times 5.8 cosine of big P. Okay, I have a calculator here. Thank you. I do not know what I did with my calculator. There it is. Okay, that got weird. Okay, so here we go. 64 equals, I'm going to put this right here into the calculator. Okay, plus 5.8 squared. And I get 177.64 minus, I'm going to put that in, times 5.8. And I get 139.2 cosine P. So please remember, we cannot combine these two terms because this one has that cosine attached to it. So we're going to subtract 177.64 over. So 64 minus 177.64. And I get negative 113.64 equals negative 139.2 cosine P. Next, we are going to divide by negative 139.2 to both sides. Okay. And then in order to separate cosine and P, we take the inverse of cosine. We do need to make sure our calculator is in degrees. Negative 139.2. We'll do equals. Okay, so second cosine 64 divided 139.2, and I get 35.3 degrees. Okay, now that I know all of P, I can use the law of cosines, and I'm just going to find R next. Does it matter? And the answer is no, it really does not. Okay, so I forgot my P value. Oopsies. P was 8. Thank you. So 8 over sine of 35.3. And I said we're going to find R, 5.8, sine of big R. This is where we're going to cross multiply. So 5.8 sine of 35.3 equals 8 sine of R. Divide by 8. And remember, we're going to have to take the inverse of this. 0.8. So if you put this in, make sure you have the right number of parentheses. So what I'm going to do is you type in the top first, so 5.8, sine of 35.3. Now divide by 8, second sign, second answer, and I get 24.8. Now remember for Q, I already know now two angles. So to find Q, all angles of a triangle add up to 180. and we're going to subtract the two angles we got. So 180 minus 35.3 minus 24.8, and I get, whoopsies, 119.9. I really evidently want that to be 111. 119.9. Now we're going to find the area. 119.9. So I'm going to find and use the area 1 with 1/2. Okay. So let me go here. So K equals the area. How we do this. Area 1/2 times, let me go back up here, 5.8 and 8. Sine, let me make sure it is sine. It is sine. Good, good, good. Okay. Lost it. Where is it? Okay. Of 119.9. Sometimes teachers really do need to double check. So times 5.8, sine of 119.9. And I got 20.1. Okay. So you have all of that, and we're good there. Okay. Right equation of a standard hyperbola. This is where we're going to complete the square. So step 1, we're going to collect like terms. So negative 9x squared minus 108x plus 4y squared minus 40y. And remember, we're going to add 368 to both sides. Okay. So here we go. We're going to pull out a negative 9. So remember, divide both of these by negative 9s. So x squared plus, and I think that is 12x. Leave yourself some space. Here I'm going to take a 4 out. So take a 4 out of both of these. So y squared minus 10y equals 368. So you see how we have parentheses on these sides? We're going to match them. So I have a minus 9. You're going to close the door for me? Thank you. Cameron's such a good person. And Jeremiah. I saw Jeremiah at the farmer's market. My baby. He actually claimed me as a teacher. So 12 divided by 2. So remember, we take that middle term there, and we get 6, and then square it, and we're going to get 36. Remember, we always square it. So 36. Okay. Be careful here. You see that negative? So we're going to do negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5 squared is 25. So 25 and 25. Whew, that is definitely not synced up. Now we're going to big factor. We do need to keep that negative 9. Remember, we're going to collect my square term. So it'll be x plus 6 squared plus 4. We have a y squared and a minus 5. So y minus 5 squared equals. And now I'm going to add all that, add and multiply. Minus 9 times 36 plus 4 times 25. I got 144. Okay, so all of this equals 144. Remember, we have to have it equal to 1, so we're going to divide by 144. Okay. Divide by negative 9 because we can't have any numbers on the top. And this is where I hold my breath. Negative 16. That's a good sign. Divide this by 4 because, again, we can't have numbers on top. So, oopsies, plus y minus 5 squared divide by 4, 36 equals 1. And there you go with that. Yay, that was fun. Okay, so here we go for these questions. Remember, our angles always need to touch the x-axis. So see, this is 50, I need this one. So to get this, you subtract 50 from 90, actually the other way around. 90 minus 50, okay, so we get 40. So we're going to cross that out. Do the same thing here, so we get 50. And 60 minus 90 minus 60 is 30. Okay, so here we go. 20 cosine 40 and y equals 20 sine 40. So remember, going back to the unit circle, order matters. We're over here in quadrant 2, so my x value is negative. So 20 cosine 40, negative 15.3, and 20 sine 40 is 12.9. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. X equals 30 cosine 50 and y equals 30 sine 50. Now this one we're in quadrant 3 and everybody's negative. So let's go ahead and get those negatives in. 19.3 and sine 50. We're going to call that one 23. Last one is this one. So x equals 40 cosine 30 and y equals 40 sine 30. Now we're in quadrant 4. Y is negative. This one is 34.6, and I believe this one's going to be negative 20 and negative 20. Component form, this is where we're going to add all of our x's together. Negative 15.3 plus negative 19.3 plus 34.6. We're going to do the same thing for our y's. 12.9 plus a negative 23 plus a negative 20. So negative 15.3 minus 17.3 plus 34.6. Wowzers, we get 0. 12.9 minus 23 minus 20, negative 30.1. So here we go. Magnitude is 0 and negative 30.1. Magnitude, we're going to take and square these terms. Make sure we do have those in parentheses. Type this into the calculator and you're going to get 30.1. Okay. And this is where you're going to do inverse tangent of y over x. So negative 30.1 divided by, whoopsies, clear. Okay, inverse tangent. Okay, dividing by 0. Okay, so we do have this point right here. Let's just do it right here. Okay, if I were to graph this, so 0 and then y is negative, whoopsies, y is negative, that puts me right there. And this is going to be 270. So that's going to be my answer. Okay. Okay, here it is, an ellipse. Okay, so big thing here, you want to graph. Okay, we're going to try to do this here. Okay, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then negative 3, 7. Okay, I'm definitely off here. Okay, the distance here, from here to here, should be 4. So from here to here is 4, divided by 2, and that's 2. 1, 2. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, let me change my color to red. 6. And negative 7. Oops, the daisies, I made a mistake. I'm going to do a whole lot of backing up. Back. Okay, I made a boo-boo. So sorry. Okay, so 1, oh darn. Okay, let's go at this again. 1, 2, 3. Someone is screaming and pulling their hair out. Okay, I am so sorry about that. And then foci is going to be 6 and negative 2. Okay, let me get it back to a different color. Let's do purple. There we go. Okay, so I need to count from one dot to the other, either from the vertices or the foci. And the difference is from the foci is 6, 7, 8. So from here to here, it's 8. So divide by 2 is 4. Remember, foci gives me my C value, and that's 4. Vertices will give me my A value, which should be 5. Okay. I got to figure out the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 is going to be over here. And my center, again, this would be a lot easier if I was graphing, is at 2 and negative 7. Okay. Now I got to figure out my B value. Let me go back to my formulas, which I don't have on there. I'm going to have to get them on there. Well, oops, daisies. Let's see. Are they down here? Nope. I got to get that on there. So, okay, good to know. So ellipse are going to be an addition. So here we go. So it'd be a squared minus b squared equals c squared. So 5 squared minus b squared equals 4 squared. So 25 minus b squared equals 16. Subtract by 25. So we get negative b squared equals negative 9. We're going to change that to addition. Square root, so b equals 3. Okay, so here we go. So this one, x always goes first. So center, x minus 2 and x plus 7. You're going to change the signs when you plug that in. And here's where we look. My vertex from here to here with 5, and it's going on the y. So 5 goes under y. But that should be y. And then 3 goes here under x. Okay. Let's see. How am I doing on time? Let's hit pause, and I can do the rest. We got this. We got this. Okay. Fundraisers wrapped for movies. Before a movie begins filming, the stunt coordinator requests wraps for a certain scene after 8 months. So A of 8, I should probably write that right here, is 187. Okay. And then A of 12 is 1,000. We got to figure out R. So 1,000 divided by 187. Clear. 3 divide by 187 is 5.3 0.35. Now we're going to do 12 minus 8, which is 4. So R equals the fourth root of 5.35. So 4, 5.35. I get 1.52 for R. We got two choices here. It does not matter. I'm going to use the 187. So 187 equals A1 times 1.52. And 187 was what month? 8. To the 8 minus 1. So 1.52 raised to the 7th. So 187 equals A1 times 18.75 divided by 18.75. 187 divided by 18.75, and I get, we're going to round that to 10. A1 equals 10 rats. Hi, Zach. I have a friend who has rats as pets. My explicit formula is going to be AN equals 10 times 1.52 raised to the n minus 1. Studio needs 3,000 rats. How many months? This is where we're going to do a guess and check. I'm going to go, if it took us 1,000, we need 3. I'm going to try a sub 15. So I'm going to type this into my calculator. So 10 times 1.52 raised to the 14. Woo! 3514. We got way too many. So I'm going to go and try 12. Okay. Okay. Let's try a 13, the 13th month. 12. Okay, a 14 then. That's a 14, by the way. Delete 3. So that's going to come between 14 and 15 months. Okay. And last problem. Boom Inc. Manufactures fireworks for a major attraction. A 15-minute fireworks show, so A of 15, will cost $10,000. For 30 minutes, is $25,000. Find D. Okay, so D is where we're going to subtract the second, divided by first, and then 30 minus 15. So this is going to be 15,000 divided by 15. So 1,000. Still a lot of money for fireworks. Personally, I'll just watch them on TV. Now we're going to choose which one we want. I'm just going to use the smaller one. So 10,000, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals A1 plus 1,000 times, that was the 15th term, minus 1, 2, 3, 4. A1 plus 14,000. I want to make sure if I did that right. 1, 2, 3 divided by 15. Okay. Subtract 14,000. And I got negative 4,000. Okay. Now the formula, so it's AN equals negative 4,000 plus 1,000. Ooh, this is horrible. N minus 1. So distribute. Negative 4,000 plus 1,000 minus 1,000. Clean it up and I get negative 5,000 plus 1,000 N. How many minutes would it take to buy 45,000? So we're going to set this equal to 3 to this equation and solve for m. So add 5,000. I wish I had this many zeros in my banking account. 1, 2, 3 equals 1,000 n. So now divide by 1,000 n. Okay, and n equals 50 minutes. If I'm spending $45,000 for 50 minutes, I want something more than a fireworks show. That's a car. That is a car. So, I wish you luck. I hope this has helped. If you need me, know where to find me. Bye, guys.